What's up, kiddos? Hope you guys are doing good. Hope y'all are having a good day. I'm here to talk to you about mixers. So this is some sound advice with mixers. So just some simple mixer advice, some things that you should probably know about mixers and how you're actually going to be using these mixers. So let's get into it. Just had to make sure that the audio was working right. This is a normal mixer. This is what they're supposed to look like, kiddos. Let me get a flashlight for you. Sometimes it's hard to see. Is that better, you guys? No. Why would that work, Troy? Never would that work. Okay, so let's do this. Let's just bring it closer to you guys. Alright, this is a mixer. It's sort of hard to see it at times, but you can pretty much see what's going on. So this is a normal mixer. This is how they're pretty much laid out. So in order to do what you have to do with the mixer, there's only a couple things that you're going to have to worry about. You're going to have to worry about the inputs, which are those black parts that are right above my fingers. And then you're also going to have to worry about the output. Hold on. Let's, boom. That's so much better. All right. Now we're ready. Okay, the inputs. These are the inputs right here. Sorry. Other side. So these are the inputs right here. This is where you put in either a 1/4 inch plug or you put in an XLR plug. It just depends on whatever you have. Now, if you want to know what a 1/4 inch plug looks like, it looks like a normal guitar plug. So if you want to plug in your guitar, if you want to plug in your mixer or something like that, you would just take that and simply put it in here. Okay, see how it goes straight in there? Okay, so if you have an XLR cable, the XLR cable will just go right in here. It fits perfectly. So this channel right here goes all the way down. So everything that happens applies to this channel. Okay, it has a pad on here. It also has a high pass filter on here. And then it has the input. The yellow one is a compressor just on the first 2 channels. And then each one of these green ones is EQ. So you have a high, mid, and a low. And then the blue one is for your auxiliary, and the red ones are for panning, and then the white ones are for sending the signal. So the signal is sent through this red one. The signal is sent through this red one, and you determine how much is going to be sent out. And those outs come to this blue, they correspond to this blue part. Okay? Hopefully that makes sense. Now, when you're using these kind of mixers, you want to make sure everything is hooked up correctly. Okay? Now, a crash course in how to hook it up correctly is everything you want to come out of the speakers needs to go in here. So if you have a guitar, if you have a bass, if you have a synthesizer, if you have a microphone, whatever that might be, you plug it in here, okay? Or you can also plug it in here, okay? So these are the same thing as over here, but except you see this is a preamp, okay? This whole little section right here is a preamp. So this is the same thing except for it doesn't have a preamp. So this would actually be perfect for if you have a synthesizer, or if you have a anything that's going to have a left or right channel, or even if you just have like pedals or things like that, those can go into these channels, no problem. But if you have an XLR, like a microphone kind of thing, it has to go over here. Okay, that's the only way that it's going to work. All right. If you have a signal that is an actual signal from a synthesizer, normally you would engage a pad, and that pad would allow you to not have a super loud signal that's going to distort your speakers. Okay. Now over here you don't have that option because it doesn't ever get that loud. It automatically is going to give you the line level, is what it would be called. So it's the same amount of signal that you would normally get out of a line level signal. Okay, so when you come down here, you will also notice that on a lot of these channels you're not getting that mid adjust, that you the mid adjust ability that you had at first. You also have ends for RCAs. Okay, that makes it very useful to have older gear that you can still incorporate with this newer gear, make it all work. And then you have this little blue section, like I said earlier, which is the output section. So in the output section, this is where you can use all your stuff. Okay, this is where you will plug in your speakers. This is a duplicate set of these outs. You have a duplicate set right here. The one all by itself over here, this is just a headphone out. And then you have two more outs that are for monitors. So you can have this monitor and headphone setting right here, and you can just choose how loud it's going to be based off of those. So these will be controlled by the headphones out, and then the aux send, which will allow you to send something like a compressor or whatever, and then see what that may sound like. Okay, the phantom power only works for the first 4 channels, and they're all on at one time, and you can't turn them off. I found that the compressors on mixers like this normally make things difficult, so I don't try to use them. And I try to make sure that if you're going to use the gain, you want to make sure that the gain is allowing you to see that you're having signal. Let me put this down. You want the gain to make sure that you're able to see that you're having signal, because it'll show up right here. But you don't want it to go into the orange, okay? So right here at 0, you will see it at green, okay? Once it starts going up, then you're worrying about it going into orange by the time it's at 6 and 10. And then by the time it gets to peak, you'll know that it's red. Okay, so you never want to get a red signal, because normally it's going to give you artifacts in it that let you know that it was already distorted. You don't want it to distort. At the very worst, you want it to get like yellow. Okay, so you can control or try to fix in post if something goes wrong. So you only you wait for your loudest source. If it's the main speaker, you see how loud they're going to be at the loudest point, and then you set the settings to that. You set the gain to that. So this is a mixer. This is how it works. I hope it's easy for you to understand. This is a very common mixer. This is a Yamaha MG series. They have blue ones that are like this, and this is the newer version. But it's a very normal mixer that you see all over the place. So just got to get used to using stuff like this. Just trying to help out anybody who may not be used to this kind of stuff. Excuse me. Right here, you have your proprietary power. Okay, so make sure that you have that taken care of and that figured out before you get into anything crazy in the field. Right here, you can put these screws in order to mount the mixer, so you don't have to worry about holding it and moving it and all that great stuff. This is a wonderful mixer. It has a very clean preamps, a very clean sound. It stays out of the way and allows you to sound fantastic. Okay, all you have to do is make sure that you're not doing too much craziness, because these highs have a very, very fine adjustability. So if you go turning them a lot, you're going to hear the difference, okay? The mids and the lows will give you a huge bass increase. It's 15 dBs for each one of the EQs, okay? The midpoint is 100 hertz on the bass. For the mids, it's 2.5 kilohertz, and then for the highs, it's 10 kilohertz. Okay, just to give you an idea of where you're mixing at. But I love this mixer so much that I bought its twin that comes with the onboard sound effects, because it sounds amazing and I really enjoy it. And I sort of want to start taking that one to shows instead of this one, so that I can start using those effects whenever I need them. So maybe I'll work on taking down that other one, which I wonder if y'all can see the other one. The other one is actually up there on the wall. I wonder if you guys can see it. Oh yeah, y'all can sort of see it up there. But it's up there in the ceiling. That's where the big one is, or where the other one is that has all the functionality of the onboard effects, which like I said, they sound great, but I rarely use them. A lot of times you just want something super clean, something pure, and this is what I like for that, because you don't have to worry about anything, any weird artifacts, anything crazy like that. I hope this has been helpful. I hope this has been informative to you guys. I apologize for the fact that I'm tired, but then again, I don't apologize for working hard. So I just wanted to come on here and make sure I spoke to you guys. It's Friday night, and I wanted to help you guys because tomorrow we have a huge show. So tomorrow, um, join my company. We are going to be doing a audio event at the El Dorado Ballroom. This is the first time I'm ever doing sound over there. So this is a huge moment. This is an awesome moment, and I'm super grateful, super happy for Joe for the opportunity. Dr. Lundy is putting on the event, and she is the person who taught me how to play violin when I took her class. She's amazing. I'm excited to be helping her, supporting her, working with people in the community. She's awesome. She is actually the first black person, period, to ever. Okay, she's the first black woman to ever have her to ever conduct the Houston Symphony. She's an amazing woman. So super awesome. History all over the place, just dripping with it. Super excited to be a part of the history. Super excited to be a part of the culture, and just super grateful to be able to help however I can. So my way of giving back is coming up to you guys and teaching you guys little stuff like this, okay? When you guys are looking at boards like this, do not get intimidated. You see that each board has the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? Go straight down in a line, okay? You see those blue lines? They indicate, hey, this is a channel. That's a channel. That's a channel, okay? So every channel has the same thing. You see? Pretty much everything has the same thing. The things that are different are right here for the two channels. You're not going to see these compressors on all the rest of the channels, right? And then also you're not going to see down here the mid EQs. But other than that, everything is the same. So don't let this overwhelm you. Don't let this get you stressed out, wondering, well, this doesn't look like what I saw or anything like that. You've got this. You know what this is. And if you are having trouble, just relax, breathe, and be gentle with yourself, because it can be difficult. Okay. So this is just so y'all can get a better view of what's going on this mixer. We're gonna go from the top all the way to the bottom. You have your inputs, okay? Your inputs are where you plug in your XLR or your quarter inch. Then, see how it says mic and line? The quarter inch is your line, and the microphone is your mic, of course, okay? Then it also has on here the pads and the high pass filters, okay? High pass filter is what you put on if you have a microphone like on somebody's voice and you don't want to pick up a lot of beating and bumping from like tables, because like on this you'll hear this. If you turn on a high pass filter, a lot of times that'll take away that noise, okay? So it helps you save the audio from deep rumbles, okay? So if you hear a high pass filter on, you'll know it, okay? It normally makes the voice sound a little bit more pronounced, all right? So then you have your gain down here at the bottom, okay? The white. That's how you turn up the volume purely without adulterating the sound in any way. The compressor will just make the loudest parts quieter and the quietest parts louder, okay? It evens everything to a standardized kind of sound. And then you have your EQ. Your EQ is necessary to take out frequencies that do not sound right, okay? Sometimes you'll have people who use the use it in order to add frequencies, you can do that. But sometimes when you're tracking, you don't want to have to add those frequencies. You want to be able to do it in the later stages. So on the green, a lot of times you just take out the things that you know you don't want to hear. Okay? And then the blue is the area where you can add in something else. So say for instance you have another sound device, another thing that you wanted to come out on each channel. You put it on the blue. On the red, that's the pan, and that's where you decide if it's going to go left or right. So if you want to break this signal out some kind of way, then you could always make these two mono. So all your left channels, say for instance all the even ones are on left, and then all the odd ones are on right. Now you have a breakdown of left and right for these outputs, okay? So just FYI, things that you can do. And then you can also have the same thing, two of them coming out of monitor, and then have those up or down, and then you can control those volumes independently. Okay, so these are just creative ways that you can use these desks in order to create what you need. These desks are also super useful if you are planning on trying to build your own mixing and recording console. Okay, so a wonderful way of building a recording console that's affordable is by actually getting multiple consoles. Okay, so a mixing console or a studio mixer is honestly multiple mixers put all together in order to make one thing. So with that being said, you can literally make your own just by creating the front end where everything comes in coming through here, and then having a mixer that can take in outputs. You want something that has line in, line out, and then you can have a clean input output from other things. But if you guys are more interested, I can go into much more detail and take my time. If it's something that y'all are super interested in, I'll make a dedicated video. But if not, I hope you guys, you like this and you enjoyed the content. I hope you appreciate the information. And if not, just tell me how I could do better. Tell me how I could be more useful to you guys and to the community. I love you guys. Hope that I'm helping you guys. And I hope that you guys can support and find it in your heart to want to support however you can. But the show is tomorrow at El Dorado Ballroom. That's the 28th of June. We're in. Yeah. So hopefully I can see you guys. Houston, Texas, El Dorado Ballroom. We're going to be in a smaller, intimate space. We're not going to be up in a bigger space, but it's still going to be a beautiful vibe. El Dorado Ballroom is a famous ballroom. So much stuff is going on over there in the history, and I'm so excited to be there. Ella Fitzgerald has performed there, and I just find that absolutely amazing, so inspiring to me, and I just love her. And also, recently, that made news, Solange, she had a show there, and played some new stuff, and I'm just honored to be there. Hopefully you guys appreciate this content. Like, share, subscribe, and make sure that you push the dislike button. If you like this video, push the dislike button. I want to be the most disliked artist and see if it does anything crazy. So you guys be safe, have a great one, and we're going to keep on making sure that you guys are enjoying who you are. Be nice to you, love on yourself, and appreciate